Howdy friends, welcome to Free Range Ted. As you might have guessed, I am Ted. Today is December 28th, and I'm a little bit sad. Today's the day that my mom and dad were supposed to be able to come and visit me and my family. And because of the Omicron variant of COVID, they decided not to come. It didn't feel safe for them. It didn't feel safe for us. And, we just don't want to take any chances. But what I wanted to do today instead, because I'm feeling a little homesick, is that I wanted to make some food that would remind me of my childhood. We form emotional attachments to food. And I've definitely got this emotional attachment for the food that I'm preparing for you today, which is white beans and cornbread. Ooh, man. If you've never had white beans and cornbread, like maybe you grew up in some part of the country that wasn't a thing, or it missed you altogether somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but it did. If you're like, white beans and cornbread, what's that? I'm telling you, it's so good. We used to get it at a truck stop. I'm not kidding. It's an easy dish, incredibly simple, and it is the sort of dish that you would want to put on like a sweater on a cold day, even though it's 80 degrees here in Austin. Anyway, maybe this will carry me through until my mom and dad can come out for an actual visit. Mom, Dad, I love you, and I miss you, and I hope you're well. Let's go make some white beans and cornbread. We're going to start off by soaking our Great Northern beans overnight. You got to do it at least for 8 hours, but I'd like to do it overnight. So that's what we'll do here. And now it's the next day, and you can see that they have expanded, absorbed some of that water, and they're going to be much easier to cook. Once you've soaked your beans, go ahead and add those to a heavy bottom pot like a Dutch oven. That works really, really well because you're going to be cooking these for a long time. And to that, we are going to cover the beans with water. I like to fill mine up until maybe there's about 1 inch of head space over the top. And then I'm going to add in some of these awesome vegetable bouillon cubes. You don't have to use vegetable. You could use chicken stock here or something else. I just really like the flavor of these. We'll also add in some salt and pepper and some Italian seasoning here. If you have any bay leaves, go ahead and throw those in. I, unfortunately, am completely out, so I'll just have to make do without them. I do have poultry seasoning, though, and that's a nice flavor to add if you happen to have some of that around, maybe after the holidays. And, of course, we're going to add in some granulated garlic. You could also use some fresh garlic cloves. Again, didn't happen to have any, so I'll use granulated. And last but not least, I'm going to toss in an ancho chili. You don't have to do this. It doesn't make the beans very spicy, but it does add a nice depth of flavor. And so I think I'll just use it, see how it goes. First time doing that. Now, give everything a good mix to make sure everything's incorporated. Go ahead and turn that heat up to high or medium high and bring that up to a low boil. And then once it hits that point, you're just going to pop the lid on it and let it go. Probably going to let these cook for a couple of hours. I don't keep that much of a tab on it. I just let it go until the beans are tender. But you definitely, once you get the lid on, want to drop that down to low. Now we'll start on the cornbread. Turn your oven on 425 and then go ahead and drop about a tablespoon or so of shortening into your cast iron skillet. We're going to pop that into the oven and let that cast iron come up to temp. Meantime, we'll give the beans another stir and just give them a look. And now we'll make our cornbread batter. First, we're going to start with some self-rising cornmeal and a little bit of kosher salt and some room temperature buttermilk. And then we're going to add to that a couple of eggs and we'll whisk it all together. I'll give you all the exact ingredients for this in the description of the video. As the batter comes together, you're looking for a smooth and sort of creamy consistency, kind of like a pancake batter. This one was a little bit too thick, so I'm going to add in a little bit more buttermilk and give that another whisk, and this should be perfect. You see how it falls right off the whisk? It has some viscosity, but it's not too thick or clumpy. And now we can add that to our ripping hot pan. You definitely should hear that sizzle, and you could even see it foaming up around the outside. That's how you know your pan is hot enough. And we'll give this a little jiggle and pop this right back into that 425-degree oven for 25 minutes to let it finish cooking. Now I'll check on these beans one last time. I believe they are done. You can see that the liquid has reduced down and they look perfect. And look, for real, y'all, I need some subscribers. I need them bad. I'm not meeting my goals. I need you. So if you're watching this, please subscribe. It's been 25 minutes. The cornbread sounds like it's done. Let's take a look. And yeah, that is looking perfect. Just like I like it, nice and golden on top. That looks fantastic. Once this cools down, we'll go ahead and plate up a bowl of those beans. We're gonna smother the cornbread in it, and I'm gonna eat this with some rotisserie chicken that I picked up at the grocery store. And there it is, white beans and cornbread. That was delicious.